We need to start with the baseline mathematical reality of a distressed football club. The operation is insolvent, it is actively bleeding cash, and it is drowning under the weight of compounding debt. In this environment, club directors face immense external pressure. The media, the fans, and the market all demand that they modernize the operation immediately to present a professional image. This creates a severe dilemma for the board. They have extremely limited capital remaining. Do they spend it on cosmetic governance upgrades to satisfy the press, or do they initiate a highly unpopular, painful financial purge? The industry will push them towards the snake oil option. Consultants arrive offering elite-level management solutions designed for clubs operating in entirely different economic realities to a club that cannot even pay its basic utility bills. The immediate result is millions of dollars wasted on ERP systems and digital transformations. You cannot force a technological marathon on an infrastructure that is still operating in the Stone Age. Trying to buy the appearance of professionalization without fixing the actual cash flow first guarantees an accelerated path straight into bankruptcy. This comparison matrix breaks down the exact difference between the consultancy theater sold by the market and the gritty reality of actual restructuring. Look at the inputs on the left side. The illusion relies on purchasing complex software, drafting bloated 300-page control frameworks, and copy-pasting organizational charts from Manchester City. The hidden trade-off here is purely political. These massive frameworks and new layers of committees exist primarily to accommodate political hires, campaign donors, and to provide the board with the illusion of taking action. Governance is not a commercial product you can buy off a shelf. It is a natural consequence of competent management. Inserting advanced governance frameworks into an incompetent board is exactly like putting a child behind the wheel of a Ferrari. When they inevitably crash, the solution isn't to buy better airbags. The solution is to change the driver. If a board of directors requires an external consultant to draw a basic org chart, they are explicitly admitting they lack the managerial competence for the job. This decision tree outlines the definitive turnaround protocol. We bypass all theoretical studies and move directly into an actionable reality. Node 1 mandates using your existing due diligence report for one exclusive purpose: modeling the club's real, unvarnished cash flow. You have to pinpoint the exact operational locations where thousands or millions of dollars are bleeding out of the club every single month. The required outcome of this phase is exposing your immediate control failures so they can be fixed today. They do not get deferred to a slide deck for next quarter. Node 1 completely strips away the comfort of studying the problem and forces club leadership to face their mathematical reality. Moving to the second node brings us to the only external personnel hire that actually matters right now, a restructuring advisor. Their primary mandate is ruthless expense cutting to the bone. They will immediately reject the cosmetic 5% trims that standard consultants propose to keep everyone happy. Their secondary mandate is to drive genuine debt renegotiation. You stop relying on the fairy tale that a massive new sponsor will suddenly appear to save the budget. This separates effective internal control from useless theory. Effective personnel are hands-on. They implement the routines themselves, rejecting lists of suggested improvements, and they fire anyone who resists the new processes. The ultimate goal here is to design the absolute minimum viable operating structure required to guarantee positive cash flow. Executing this minimum viable structure requires immense operational disruption. You will have to break entrenched political alliances within the club to survive. The third and final note forces you to confront the structural reason these clubs often fail to recover. The mathematical reality is that the traditional associative not-for-profit model facilitates a cycle of taking on new debt just to pay off the old. It lacks the accountability and capital structures needed to stop the bleeding. This legal blueprint shows the path to a corporate entity. This transition allows the club to adopt formal tax strategies and regulatory paths that the associative model simply cannot support. Moving to a corporate structure creates the liability shields and transparency necessary to attract serious institutional investors. It shifts the club away from a reliance on friends of the board and toward capital that demands professional management. The trade-off for this financial stability is a permanent shift in power. True financial rebalancing requires surrendering the traditional fan and member control of the club. If your turnaround advisor is not aggressively pushing for this corporate conversion, they are ignoring the structural framework that allows the debt cycle to continue. This quadrant chart plots trade-offs on a scale of operational pain versus financial survival. In the bottom left, governance consulting requires low pain but delivers low financial impact. In the top right, corporate restructuring demands massive political pain but yields maximum financial impact. For the club directors, outsourcing your problems to governance consultants means choosing short-term political safety while guaranteeing your club's eventual death. For the investors circling these assets, if a distressed target club announces they hired a Big Four firm to draw up an org chart, walk away. Wait for them to default. For the fans, demand the structural end of the associative model. Putting new faces in the same broken boardroom accomplishes nothing. Fixing a broken football club is an exercise in math, not ideology. Everything short of extreme restructuring is just expensive theater.